Hey guys, I want to do a quick summary on what we talked about on EBP2, the outcome measures. I thought we had some really good discussions about it, and I think you guys in the clinic were seeing the reality of using standardized outcome measures with your patient. They're not perfect, and I think one of the more common scenarios is that you felt like objectively, and even the patient telling you they said they were better, but on the outcome measure, they said it didn't seem to change, or sometimes even gets worse, or maybe changes minimally. I think that's just one of the limitations of a self-reported outcome measure. Most of the ones that are in use have been studied from a reliability and standard error of measurement, but that's in a research study, and we know patients are different. Some people don't really understand the questions, or they misinterpret them, or they are not necessarily filling them out as accurately as they could. So there's a lot of issues with those. One suggestion I would have is, when a patient's filling out the outcome measure, ask them if they have any questions about it. You don't want to bias them in their answers, but at the same time, it's good if you're nearby because many times there's some of the questions can be confusing. So I think that could be a helpful thing for some patients. And then we also talked about using kind of a complete picture for outcomes. So don't just go on a patient self-reported outcome measure. Have some sort of validated performance measure as well. And maybe some impairment measures too, so that you have a more complete picture, or use a patient-specific scale to go along with a standardized scale like a lower extremity functional scale. So I think the more complete or holistic picture that you can get in terms of outcomes, the better, or the more accurate pictures you'll get of how that patient's progressing. That being said, I'm really happy to hear that just about everybody was using outcome measures. If we did this 5 years ago, even, I'd say most, you wouldn't see every clinic using outcome measures. Now I think it's just about universal to use some sort of outcome measure. So that's a good thing, because we do need, as a profession, to prove the value to society and to the healthcare system. And that's one of the only ways we really have to do it, is through these outcome measures. So I'm glad that you're able to use them. You have experienced some of the difficulties and inaccuracies with using them, but still, for the most part, I'd say that's pretty much all we have. And the more you can kind of tailor the outcome measure to the patient, the better. So great discussion, guys, this week, and that will be our last Blackboard discussion. Been really happy with the responsiveness on there. You guys have done a great job, have been involved, passionate, motivated, so that's really all I can ask for. And I'd say you want to keep that up for the rest of your careers. All right, well, hope everybody has a good weekend, and I'll be looking forward to talking to you on WebEx next week.